I just not enough words for how frustrated I am right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was content with losing, but I'm looking over. I'm looking at it all again, and I'm just so frustrated right now. You have no idea. I'm looking over the interviews, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So I want you to notice something. Every single time the Pittsburgh Steelers lost, go look at a Ben Roethlisberger interview. Go look at a Ben Roethlisberger interview and watch what he says. Watch what he says. What does he normally say? I gotta play better. Quarterback, me, gotta play better. What does Mitch Trubisky say when we lose? We'll see. It is what it is. Bullshit. What the fuck? I've never seen a Steelers quarterback say that shit. Not Landry Jones, not Mason Rudolph, not Duck, not Ben, not even Mike fucking Vick. I'm just so blown away right now with that kind of shit. I'm just, what the hell? I don't know. I gotta hear it from y'all. I gotta see. Oh my god. Oh my god! Well, let's see what you guys got to say. I just cannot. I just can't. I just can't. It's just crazy to me. One second. We might have a special guest coming in to talk about our frustrating Pittsburgh Steelers. Honestly, Canada's system is flawed. However, I will say I saw open receivers that weren't being thrown to. I hate the checkdowns on 3rd and 8. The mobility has zero factor as well. Couldn't fucking agree more, bud. I just could not agree more. So Canada's system is a college, high school quarterback system, and I don't get that. This little rollouts, 5-yard passes. I mean, they got us some yards, but they're not winning us games. The defense won us the fucking game in week 1. The defense won us week 1, and the defense almost won us week 2. The only reason we lost that game is because fucking Gunnar Olszewski in the muff punt. That's the only reason we lost that game. Yeah. Sorry. Thomas said we went with Trubisky because of mobility, and I completely agree with the philosophy. My only question is, where is it? I see him forcing throws and taking sacks instead of using legs. Yeah, I don't know either, man. See, we're going to make a phone call real quick. Hey, buddy. Let's talk about our Pittsburgh Steelers here. I don't know about you, but I am extremely frustrated with Mitchell Trubisky and the Matt Canada offense.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you ask the question again?
I said, what do you think about that? I'm just saying I am extremely frustrated with this Pittsburgh offense and this and Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take it in stride that, a lot of people want that instant gratification, in the first part of the season, and it's just not gonna, it's a new group of quarterbacks. All the wide receivers haven't had really, other than training camp, to build a rapport, which that takes that could take a really long time given the skill set of the receiver, which we have some good receivers like Deontay, Pickens. He's a rookie, so it's gonna it's still going to take him some time to learn the speed of the game and, learning how to correctly run routes.
Yeah, I saw an article saying that Pickens is not a fan of Trubisky at all.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't really have he's a little man on the totem pole. Doesn't matter. Honestly, I'll give you a blunt outlook of how I see things because I see the world a little bit differently when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the positives you can take is he hasn't turned the ball over. I think he kind of capped with the play calling, which kind of swings back around with what you were saying with Matt Canada.
Yeah.
I don't really see any kind of benefit of him being promoted from, this is year 2. So, in that same regard of having a brand new quarterback thrown to new receivers, realistically, this is Matt Canada's second year calling plays, and it's very similar to what we saw with Ben. They don't take shots down the field. It's all just kind of a very conservative game plan whenever for at least the first 2 games. That's the only sample size that we've really seen. You're not going to see the full offense in a preseason game. So the running game is inept. I like what I saw from Jalen Warren.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He looked pretty good. Kind of a different change of pace, but really the offense is going to live and die through the offensive line, and unfortunately they're not giving him enough time. You can see, he's not – what's made him pretty solid in his career as a Mitch Trubisky is his ability to be a pocket passer and not – he's mobile when he needs to be, but, you see him scrambling. What scares me about Trubisky is he tends to throw the ball off his back foot a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Very negligent when you're trying to push the ball down the field because it's just not going to – rubber's not going to meet the road with accuracy, and it really puts the offense in danger of turning the football over, which we haven't seen. So still think it's a little too early for Kenny Pickett.
I can't disagree with that. I don't believe Trubisky is the main problem right now. But let me go ahead. So a few people let me go ahead and comment on what people are saying here. They're saying someone said bring back Todd Haley for Pickett because that was the last time our offense was effective, which is true. But you also got to think we had Ben, Bell, and Bryant, and probably one of the best offensive lines Pittsburgh's ever had. So that was more of our players were the talent and our coaches are the problem. Here, I think it's a little bit of both. And to address what you're saying with, why would we start, Kenny Pickett now? It's not really all his fault. And I agree. I definitely don't think Pickett is the problem. I definitely do think – I don't think that Trubisky is the problem here. I think it's Canada. It's just these no shots downfield, like you were saying, these little quick ats and up and like that. It's just, it's more of a change of look for the Steelers. The Steelers offense. It's more and not like the player personnel type thing. It's just a different look at quarterback. We want to see the guy we drafted in the first round to go out there and play, because why else would we draft him in the first round? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's also, you have to keep in mind that as much as I hate to admit it, but you're playing the best coach that's ever freaking called plays in the history of the game. He's a possession type of coach, meaning his outlook is to control the clock and mitigate any kind of turnovers to give teams any kind of chance. And you could see, other than that, opening drive, they had struggled to move the ball down the field because, he plays man defense. He's going to challenge your best player and take him away, and they're going to stop the run. They're going to be physical up front. That was the problem today, was they made us one-dimensional and forced us to be uncomfortable in the pocket, which he was. He's scrambling for his life. And unfortunately, there wasn't guys down the field that were open to where he could feel, now there was a couple throws that were really negligent on his part as well. I mean, he threw it into, I don't have it in front of me, but I remember watching, he's throwing the ball into double coverage, and
that interception killed me.
That's what Belichick does, man. It's just, it's a part of the growing stage. I think that I think the Steeler fans right now should just take a few steps back, realize that, all right, so we've started over, right? So
yeah.
We have a new general manager. We have a new offensive line coach. We have a new starting quarterback, and really just a whole new constructed offensive line, if we're talking offense. So, it's going to, unfortunately for us, it's going to take us probably a half a season to really feel comfortable in game time situations for us to really make any kind of fortified judgment if Matt Canada is going to be the offensive coordinator moving forward.
So let's go ahead. So honestly, and I'm looking at it like this. When we were driving and scored that touchdown, it looked good. Our offense looked pretty solid. But let's look at the real reason that we lost this game. I first, hold on, before I even talk about Gunnar Olszewski, was that not a safety to start the game?
Yeah, I don't know what they did with that. I mean, they gave us many opportunities to get ahead in that game, and I don't know why that is. I think it's because – I don't know if it's because the ball went out of bounds at the beginning of. I don't know how that works. I really don't. I'm not a ref guru, so I don't really know the legality of that situation when, it's in the end zone, and if it goes out of bounds, if it automatically negates it to be a touchback.
It didn't go out of bounds. He got tackled in the end zone.
Yeah, like I said, I can't remember.
I just thought that was the biggest bullshit I ever seen in my life. So I guess it's the rule. I mean, Tomlin didn't argue about it too much because I guess that is the rule. But I don't know. The ball seems active, right? So he caught it and touched it at the 2-3 yard line, then recovers it in the end zone, and then gets tackled in the end zone. That sounds like a safety to me.
Wasn't he tackled in the end zone and then the ball went out of bounds?
No, he had the ball. He had the ball in his hands, and then he got tackled.
Well, I mean, the knee-jerk reaction is that it should. I would assume be safety. I don't know. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not up on NFL ref and 101 how that all.
Yeah, me neither.
Breaks down, but I mean, we had more opportunities.
And, I'm looking around the interviews, and the defense is blaming themselves, and I absolutely do not blame this defense whatsoever. They could not have given us, our offense, enough more, opportunities to do something in the fourth quarter. They gave our offense 3 drives in the fourth quarter, and they went 3 and out in all of them.
If Cam Sutton doesn't drop that interception,
oh, yeah, that's
a different conversation.
That was –
I mean, but the whole thing is dude, we weren't able to stop them.
No.
I mean, he was throwing the ball over the middle of the field the whole time, and guys were getting open. It's a testament to show how poor our inside linebacker play is. And, I've been saying it. I've been telling my friends, everybody thinks that we have this great secondary. I really do beg to differ. That secondary leaves a lot of opportunities on the field, not only with missed tackles. Akello Witherspoon should have been able to hang with Nelson Aguilar for that touchdown. And really, unfortunately, that play in the Gunnar Olszewski or however you pronounce it, I think it's Olszewski. Those were the 2 critical plays in the game that really swung in their, changed the momentum of the game and went in their favor. And that's what happens whenever you give in New England possession, 5 minutes left in the game. They're going to run the ball down your throat, and they're going to force you to use your timeouts. And we obviously lost the game because of it. So, like I said, I don't think it's anything that anybody needs to. I mean, it sucks. Losing sucks, especially, whenever all the teams in the division basically, they all lost.
That's the only good thing to come out of Sundays. Everyone in the division lost, and we're technically still AFC North, the Crowns of the North right now.
I don't think anybody, the expectation, and this is for me, I'm not speaking for other fans. Other fans can have their expectations of what they believe is this team 8 weeks from now. But really, the way that we've played the past 2 weeks, there's not a chance in hell that you'd be able to go into a Buffalo and a Kansas City, LA Chargers when Justin Herbert's healthy. I mean, these are teams. This is like the marquee teams in the conference right now, and it's just the defense without TJ Watt, unfortunately, just doesn't. He brings just a different element, and everybody, the linebacker play overall is just very, very mediocre. Alex Highsmith had 3 sacks last week, then sniff or flirt with 1 this week, and
I don't know. It really is what it is. It's TJ Watt, man. It's all TJ Watt. They double and triple him. He gets past it and then forces the quarterback to go the other direction. And then boom, there's the line. There's Alex Highsmith. There's Cameron Hayward. There's Larry Ogunjobi. There's the blitzing corner. Your Arthur Millette. That's what really got us as much pressure and as much sacks as we got, and that's why it's all TJ Watt.
I mean, Minka Fitzpatrick's a nice compliment to him when he's in them, and Minka played out of his mind, insane.
Oh yeah,
but the secondary, man, just is very lackluster. It sucks.
Ahkello Witherspoon. I mean, our best quarterback is Cam Sutton. Okay.
He is, but he's too small, I feel like, to play on the outside. What they need to do is if they get on a run here, man, I don't know. I just feel like Joe Hayden, I don't see the big hype on Levi Wallace. He kind of seems he seems kind of confused out there. And him and Ahkello Witherspoon, they're just very mediocre options.
Yeah.
And that's what the Steelers do, man. Their philosophy isn't we need to have premium players at every single position. They believe in the skill of the wide receivers. Obviously, they didn't value offensive line these past couple of years, which is strange because they normally at least they value center and a really, really good tackle.
We need a left tackle or a right tackle and move Chucks back to the left side. Dan Moore can't hang.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Moore did good in pass protection.
Yeah, he can't.
They're not today. He improved a little bit better. I mean, you didn't see any penalties on that side.
Yeah,
penalties overall were down from last week, but like I said, you just take it on the chin. It's going to be a short week. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to go up to Cleveland and compete and be at least leaving that stadium with a W. If we're here going into 4 weeks into the season, 2-1, then that's kind of a win if you really think about it. I mean, there's if you just kind of look at the whole battle at training camp and the whole speculation of who's going to be and can Mitch Trubisky translate into this type of offense, and that's best case scenario. I'll take it. I mean, we're going to have this team is regarded as like a 7-9 team.
Yeah, I don't want to go 7-9. I don't want to have a losing record. That's not Pittsburgh's football.
I don't think it is either, but unfortunately, these are stranger tides. You know what I mean?
Ugh. I just so I don't know how much time. I don't know how much longer I can keep. How many times I'm going to get to see you. So before let's talk a little bit about the future here. You mentioned a little bit about Cleveland and Thursday night football. Let's go ahead and look. Let's go ahead and look at the bread and butter. The next for the rest of the first half of the season, we could talk about it based on. So T.J. Watt is approximately going to come back against the Dolphins October 23rd. That's when he's primed to come back, which is 6 weeks. The 6 weeks that he's been given. Let's say he comes back versus the Dolphins. We still got to play the Browns, the Jets, the Bills, the Buccaneers, and we'll be lucky to win 2 of those games, without TJ. And that's the Browns and the Jets, of course. I don't think we have a chance against the Bills or the Buccaneers. But what do you think? Browns, give me your next few weeks showdown without TJ Watt.
Yeah, you'll have to help me out. I think, like I said, I think we can beat the Browns.
Yeah.
They didn't. They lost to the Jets. The Jets aren't a bad team. The Jets they're stacked. They're just learning how to win.
Yeah.
What's the week? Who do we play after?
The Jets.
Okay, so yeah, I think that it can be a game that is very much looked at as a trap game because, here we are. Here's a team that hasn't really won in years, and that they're constantly in the top 5 of the NFL draft picking. And I think the Jets have a really good defense.
Yeah.
And I think that they have some really good skill position players. And, if it's Joe Flacco, that's kind of a feather in our cap because if there's any team in the history of Joe Flacco that's gone to him and knows how to play him is the Pittsburgh Steelers. But, if that corner play isn't on point, Joe can push the ball down the field. And, they got a lot of good receivers with Garrett from Ohio State area. I think his name's Barrios.
Yeah.
They got Chris.
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis, yeah. Corey Davis came over from the Titans. So I think it's realistic that we can beat the Jets. Who's after the Jets?
The Bills.
Yeah, it's a loss. Those guys are going to be the AFC champions.
Yeah.
As long as Josh Allen can stay healthy, they're such a complete team. And people will say, well, we beat them last year, first game of the season, and that's true.
We just beat the Bengals first game of the season, the actual AFC champions.
They got better this year. Their defense is a lot better this year.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Davius White's coming back, but, he's one of the best corners in the league. Jordan Poyer. They have a really stout defensive front.
Yeah. Ed Oliver leading the defensive line.
Edmonds brothers, a really good interior linebackers.
Oh yeah,
that's a loss. If we can't score more than 2 touchdowns against, and that's what really is kind of the one disturbing part about today is their offense was being called by a former special teams coordinator and Joe Judge, and obviously the former defensive coordinator and Matt Patricia, and they were able to beat us. So that's concerning to me as far as Matt Canada getting his shit together and having some more confidence in setting Chase Claypool up for. Chase Claypool dropped a couple today, but he also had some pretty decent, good snags. So, who's after the Bills?
Buccaneers.
So the Buccaneers are interesting to me today because they kept that game very close against New Orleans, and New Orleans has really had their number for years.
Yeah, and they kept it close with the Cowboys last week too, closer than it should have been.
It's Tom Brady, man. He's like Belichick. He's been able to find ways to always get to Pittsburgh. They're hurt, though. I know that Chris Godwin and Julio Jones, but if those guys are in, they're longer in the tooth, but if you really think about it, it's who are you going to cover? Leonard Fournette's still pretty decent. So, and Leonard Fournette's really owned us whenever he was with Jacksonville. So I think we lose to Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So then TJ Watt comes back against the new look Miami Dolphins. And let me tell you, this might be the best offense in all of football behind, of course, Buffalo and Kansas City, with Tua Tagovailoa throwing 6 touchdowns, 2 picks, and over 420 yards in the air. I mean, they looked really good with the speedsters of Waddle and of course Cheetah, Tyreek Hill. I mean, they look really good. Like, this is the best Dolphins team I've seen in my lifetime. All right, so, and I've been alive for, I'm old now. I'm older now. I'm 20. I met you 6 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man, I'm grown, man. I'm an adult now and stuff. You believe that?
That's hard to believe.
But this Miami team is the best I've seen in my lifetime, and I don't think that there might not. What game I'm looking forward to watching the most is the Dolphins versus the Bills. I want to see 50 points. I want to see a 42-38 game again. I don't know about you, but I watched the last few minutes of the Miami game, and oh my God, that was insane.
Yeah, I mean, so that new offensive coordinator is in that breed of new young offensive coordinators from that, Sean McVay.
The new pro style. It's the new pro style the NFL is adapting to, and we're still on fucking West Coast old school Chip Kelly offense.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Our special defensive senior assistant Brian Flores might have something to say about whether the Steelers beat them that week or not. We've never done well against Tyreek Hill. Having those two on the outside.
Yeah.
Or one on the outside, one in the slot. It would be a tough matchup. They have good defense. They beat the Ravens, so.
What do you think? TJ Watt is projected. Like I said, we're assuming that TJ Watt is coming back.
Yeah, but you mean just because he's coming back, it's hard to expect that he's going to be playing. If we get half of what we saw in that Cincinnati game, then great. But, I mean, he's still going to be fatigued.
Yeah.
That's a bad – and the bad thing about him coming back on that injury is the unfortunate chance of him, re-injuring or aggravating or – you know what I mean? It's just –
I think even – I honestly, I genuinely think and believe that we need to let him rest until after the bye week and let him practice during the bye week. See how he's doing, see how he's recovering. I know that's a whole extra 3 weeks, 4 weeks of recovery, but better more recovery time than less. So we'll see what Mike Tomlin does and what TJ Watt wants to do. But I don't think that we should bring him back until after the bye week. I mean, we're gonna probably take him off IR. Before that, but I don't think we should play him.
I think Steelers fans, I see some of the comments. I saw, I just don't want to see the Steelers waste a prime TJ or a Mika and a reliable defense because of the offense. Well, I mean, you could really say, you could make that argument, or I could make that same argument about, when we had Ben and Le'Veon Bell. And,
thinking the same thing you are.
Same kind of deal where, like, our defense, I mean, we struggled for how many years, the Jarvis Jones experience, the unfortunate injury to Ryan Shazier, and then finally they got Bud Dupree in there, and, they make a trade for Minka, and, they signed Joe Hayden, and, those were all small pieces that they did. So you almost have to think about the offense in the same regard. All right, so again, it's, all right, you have potentially a new franchise quarterback first year. We don't know when he's going to come in, but when he comes in, great for us because that's getting him more acclimated to an actual NFL game. We'll be able to see what he can do. And really, I think you have to just allow them to build off of what they've done. And really, if we come away this season being able to identify his strengths and understanding what he does best, then you build the offense around that. And really, it has to start next year at the offensive line. If we get a solid offensive line, then we're in a lot better of a position. And I don't think that it's revamping the whole offensive line. I think Steelers fans tend to hit the eject button.
Yeah, I think we have pieces like Chucks. We just signed him to a pretty big, a $12 million a year deal, for an extra 3 years. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of what James Daniels or Mason Cole have done for us. But I've been, ever since we drafted Kevin Dotson in the 4th round in the 2020 draft. He played, I mean, in the 2020 season, every time David DeCastro was injured or Ramon Foster was injured that season, or I'm sorry, that was Matt Filer who stepped in at left guard. Ramon Foster retired 2019. Every time I saw Kevin Dotson come in, he played lights out. And so I have confidence in Kevin Dotson being a long-time guard and Chucks being a semi-long-term tackle for us. I definitely think that a center might be in the future, because Pittsburgh historically, we have the 3 of the top 10 centers of all time. And that's an argument that could be made with Marquise Pouncey, floating around that area. No doubt 2 of the top 10 with Darmani Dawson. And of course, don't tell me, I just slipped my name. I don't, 52. Hold on. Fuck. What did you say? Mike Webster. I just these names are going everywhere with me. Navy's poisoned my mind.
But yeah, I mean, look. So what happened? Like, if you look at Super Bowl 40, I mean, that wasn't really a premier offensive line. I mean, they had Jeff Hartwig at center, Willie Colon, Kiamato. We just need to add pieces. And I think you're right. If they go out and invest the 1st-round pick on a center and you address the left tackle position, okay, so then you move Chooks maybe. It depends. It just depends on who you can get. But if you draft the right tackle, then you have position flexibility to move Chooks to left tackle, and then whoever your draft would play right. And then you have 3/4 of your – well, not 3/4, but you have 3 out of the 5 major roles on that offensive line covered. And then you just continue to draft. I mean, it's just one of those things where we want instant gratification. But unfortunately, it's just going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
We have a general manager that I think is more willing to go out in free agency. We have some money to spend. And yeah, I mean, that's it. There's really not much that you can say. I mean, I understand it's, a lot of people are, we need to do this, we need to do that. And that's cool because that's fandom. I respect it. But watching this team for almost over 30 years, it's, they do business a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
They're never going to allow other people to dictate what they do because they've obviously been one of the more stable franchises in the history of what we've done, from not only the draft, but, being able to develop our players through the draft. So just unfortunately, I think Steeler fans tend to want to mirror what other teams do. And, you see like how the Rams won the Super Bowl by going out and acquiring Von Miller and, making moves, giving up 1st-round picks and future picks. And that might work
for them.
Now,
it's never going to do that for us.
It does. It's just not something that will ever really happen.
No.
They had no other choice but to go out and get Minka because they weren't hitting on the picks for multiple years. I mean, they tried to address that secondary with Artie Burns and Sean Davis and got it. Gerard Holyman was an undrafted player from Louisville. I mean, all these guys that were very highly regarded cornerbacks after cornerback, Terry Hawthorne. They drafted a kid out of Arizona in 2014. They've tried to address that, but unfortunately, the scouting in that department isn't as strong. So they just got to really understand what they have this year. And everybody's Mitch this, Mitch that. We only got Mitch Trubisky for 2 years. We didn't commit to him. He's getting paid backup money.
Yeah.
He hasn't turned the football over yet.
He threw one pick.
Did he throw one pick?
You didn't see it? It may have been the worst read I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, you know what? I had my buddy over today. I went down to get a pizza. That might have been whenever I missed it. But
so what it was Deontay Johnson was running a 10 and in, and he said they're playing zone. Deontay Johnson is pretty open, but the zone middle linebacker takes a step back. I don't understand how Mitch Trubisky doesn't see him. He tips it right up. The linebacker tips it up, and the safety or the cornerback that was playing zone on Deontay comes and picks it up.
Yeah.
So I honestly, it was a really bad read. I don't know how understand how you see that was all Mitchell Trubisky with that throw. But it is what it is. That was our first and only turnover on offense. Of course, the Gunnar Olszewski muff punt was a special teams. I don't really consider that part of the offense, but that was our one and only turnover on offense this year. But I don't know. It's still tough with it's definitely it's tough. We gotta produce. You gotta produce results on offense. We still gotta. I just don't know how we're gonna do it with Mitchell Trubisky. Like you said, we're paying him We're paying him about what $7 million a year, which is backup money. I don't see us keeping him after the season unless it's just as a backup because he'll be familiar with our system. If we do decide to keep Matt Canada,
but they'll let the 2 years run out because we're not gonna have Mason Rudolph next year.
No,
I think he's of the mindset that this is his shot. If he doesn't make it with us, then he's really headed for a career as a backup for wherever he ends up after us. But I think people need to just slow down a little bit, understand that it's only week 2. We're 1-1.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams out there that are 1-1. I mean, it's just you got to take a small, deep breath, understand we got good players.
Yeah.
He's going to take some time to gel. It really starts at the offensive line, though. And if there's anything that's going to stick out like a sore thumb right now, it's that offensive line. So our season, unfortunately, will live and die by that because the more that those guys can't convert the ball on third down and, trying to put up 6 instead of 3, those are the things that are going to cap us for winning close games like today. You know what I mean? We very much were in that game. We could have beat them, but it was just the luck didn't swing in our favor. Like I said, they gave us few opportunities, and we just, unfortunately, we weren't that, we were what the Patriots were last week. We came up lucky. We made one more play than the other team, and, it's just how it goes. So I think that there's still a lot of promise. I think we're going to see some things that we were like, we'll look back on and be like, holy shit, like, I didn't know that this would ever come where we could actually have competency in this offense. And unfortunately right now, it's not competent.
Yeah.
Pat Freiermuth, I love him.
Oh, yeah.
Great. They need to figure out how to get Gentry involved in this offense.
Oh, yeah. They did a good job of that week 1 where they threw that tight end screen and he took it 25 yards?
He's really like the Matt Spate of this offense.
Yeah, if give me a second. If Pat Freiermuth is Heath Miller, then Zach Gentry is Matt Spade. I can't talk, man. Maybe poison my mind, man.
But listen, man, I'm I'm gonna skedaddle here. It's getting late here in Pittsburgh, and it was good talking to you,
buddy. It is an honor to get to hear from you, Renegade, man. Legend, Steelers YouTube legend here, Renegade. He's it's been me and him been friends for a long time now, and it has been a pleasure getting to hear from you again, getting to see what you're doing and all that, and really glad I got to talk to you.
Get out there and get some good fish tacos. I'm jealous. San Diego is probably beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's really nice, man. It's really nice.
Good stuff. All right, well, to you and your listeners, like I said, I don't think it's something that it's a loss. It sucks. It's New England. I hate the bastards. But you know who I hate the worst is the fucking Browns.
Oh, yeah.
We got them on Thursday night. So football comes quick throughout the week, and, you just you move on to the next one. I think we'll have a lot more success against the Browns, and it's a divisional game.
Yeah, gotta win it.
Then we're doing what we're supposed to, and that's to win the division. And it's going to be close. The AFC is going to be close regardless this year. You're going to have those teams like the Miamis and the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. And, I don't know. I was really high on the LA Chargers. It really is indicative of that Justin Herbert rib injury. But those are going to be the upper echelons. But there's, 8 playoff spots for the conference?
7.
Is there 7?
Yeah.
They moved it around. 7 spots. So, I mean, all we got to do is win our division. And we've got 1 division win. So if we add another one, then we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It's just putting us in a better position to get to where we want to be. And that's to the Super Bowl. So
that's what we got to do.
Well, you guys have a good night. You take care of yourself. Much love from the east side. Sayonara.
Ryan. All right, Renegade. Y'all, I am going to go ahead and touch on everything that we've talked about and then call it a night, man. It was rough Sunday, but it wasn't all bad. The Ravens lost, the Browns and the Bengals lost, the entire AFC North lost. We are still technically the kings of the North. But, losing that game, seeing, Bisky not care too much about losing, I don't know. I just don't see the umph in him that I want to see from a Steelers quarterback. But, it is what it is, as Mitchell Trubisky says. We need to do better. If there's any last-minute questions, I will comment on them. I don't believe the official Kenny Ray Powell, if you are here. Don't let Tom fool you. He's going to go to Pickett when he knows Mitch Trubisky doesn't have it. I read an article saying that Tomlin is confident in Trubisky and is going to keep him in there the rest of the season, no matter what. I mean, I've only seen Pittsburgh make 1 quarterback change, or 2 technically, in my entire time watching the fan base, and that was when Duck and Rudolph had to switchy spots, and we went 8-8 that year. So I don't really know how we went 8-8 that year. We started the season 0-3, and then we ended the season 0-3. And then we won 8 games in between. Sorry, just watching the Chicago game here. I'm definitely proud of our defense. You can't ask more from them. They've only allowed however many points this season. They've only allowed, in my personal opinion, they've only allowed. I mean, shit, they barely allowed the 20 points last. I don't fucking know. Listen. Hopefully Tom makes a change. I don't think he will. I think he lives in his fears. I couldn't agree more. I just think Tomlin's going to play it safe, keep his job under wraps, be the player's coach that he is. Don't get me wrong, he's an amazing coach. But, it is what it is, man. Like Mitchell Trubisky says, it is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and go through my season predictions all the way to the Eagles before our bye week game. I definitely think we can beat Cleveland. That puts us at 2-1 divisional game. I think we can beat the Jets at home. We have a weird relationship with the Jets and the Raiders, where we always beat them at home but never lose away. So I definitely think we could beat the Jets, putting us at 3-1. The Bills and the Buccaneers are 2 hardest games this entire season if you look at the schedule. Yeah, man, I don't know about that one. So I definitely think we fall to 3-3 there. Uh, Finns and then Finns, man. Like I'm talking big on them. I'm gonna keep talking big on them the entire season. I absolutely love watching them play football. I think they're the best offense. Second, they're the top 5 offense, top 3 offense in the NFL right now. I don't think we're winning that game, going 3-4. Philadelphia, we also have that weird relationship with Philadelphia. We always beat them, but never in Philadelphia. Starting the season 3-5. I mean, most of this game is going to be playing without T.J. Watt. We'll see what happens with the Eagles tomorrow night if they rise to the occasion and beat the Minnesota Vikings. I'm definitely going to watch that game. Very much looking forward to it. And we will see, man. I know Pittsburgh. Does your prediction change at all if Pickett comes in? No. I don't think like Mr. Renegade was saying earlier in the stream that I don't think the offense will make this a current shift from going to less than 200 from 200 yards a game to 400. I don't see that switch with Kenny Pickett. I definitely think we may score more points, but listen to this. It's not all Mitchell Trubisky. He definitely is a big part of our offensive failure, but I don't think it's that significant of a change, even if Kenny Pickett comes in. I mean, if you look at it like this. Watch the preseason highlights of Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, put them side by side. They played damn near the same football. They played great football in the preseason. The offense looked good. The defense looked good in the preseason. I mean, yeah, it's the preseason, oh well. But they played very similar football. Kenny Pickett made all the throws that Mitchell Trubisky was making, and then Mitchell Trubisky made all the throws that Kenny Pickett was making. And if you're looking at Mitchell Trubisky now, and looking after what I saw in the preseason to what I'm seeing now, it's a big change. It's a big difference. I got to stop comparing the preseason and the regular season, man. Different speeds, man, because I'm getting hyped up with the preseason, getting to see all the rookies. I got to stop watching that shit because it's poison in my mind. But, yeah, interesting. It's fair. I just don't see a huge drastic change in the offense, even with Kenny Pickett. Mitch had experience. We don't know what Kenny could do. Yeah, that is also fair. I thought that we would see a brand new Mitch Trubisky because he sat behind Josh Allen for a year rather than playing. He didn't play at all, really. I thought we would see a brand new Mitch Trubisky than what we saw with the Bears, but it's looking the same, if not worse. Any final questions and comments? I'm going to go over the rest of the season just because. Let's say we get, after the bye week, we get TJ Watt back. First game is against the Saints. Saints look, to be a 9-8, 8-9 team this season. So I definitely think we can beat them in Heinz Field. They've owned us the past few times we played them, but Jameis Winston, I don't think Jameis Winston has ever played Pittsburgh. So we will see how he does in his first matchup. I think we can beat him, though. Mike Thomas, Jarvis Landry, two very good receivers. Chris Olave, another great receiver the Saints have, but I still think that Pittsburgh can take the W. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. I want to say we can win this game. Keep the streaming up. All right, I will. Appreciate it, man. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. I mean, if things change in the offense, TJ Watt comes back and he's as 100% as he was when we first played him, I think we can win that game. 5-5. Colts, I'm not even going to question that. That's a win. Falcons, I'm not going to question that. That's a win. Baltimore at Pittsburgh, I think we can win that game. I mean, we just went from 3-5 here to 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. I think we could beat Baltimore December 11th. I think we can win that. At the Carolina Panthers, I'll be going to that game. So because I live in Charlotte, so hopefully the Navy lets me go and view that game. We're at 8 wins now. The Raiders at Pittsburgh. Like I was saying earlier, we always beat them in Pittsburgh. We never beat them. We better fucking win this game. This is the 40th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. We're retiring Franco Harris's number. We better fucking win this game. That's 9 wins. I don't think we'll beat Baltimore the second time. January 1st, New Year's Day. Bringing it to 6 to 7. Well, hold on. I lost. I'm losing my shit here for a second, bud. Yeah, 5. And then this will be 6. Be 9 and 6 here. Hold on. I missed track somewhere. So we started the season 3 and 5, 4 and 5, 5 and 5, 6 and 5, 7 and 5, 8 and 5, 9 and 5, 10 and 5. Okay, 10 and 5, 10 and 6. I think we'll have secured the division by then because the division will be low key. I think, you know what? I think this is the best case scenario here. I think we can beat the Browns, go 11 and 5, 11 and 6. I think that's a realistic goal still, even with our offense. We played Winston once. That's when McDonald. No, did Jameis Winston play that game? No, Ryan Fitzpatrick started for the Buccaneers that game. Look it up. Yeah. Ryan Fitzpatrick started for the Buccaneers that game. I remember that because he had Deshaun. Yeah, so because he had the Deshaun Jackson on his team with the chain and he put on his clothes. I think Winston was injured. I think he had a problem with his eyes that season or something. But I know it was Fitzpatrick who played that game. I mean, that's best case scenario. I definitely can see us losing the Saints game. I definitely can see us losing the Bengals game. I definitely can see us losing the Ravens at the Steelers game. I definitely can see us losing the Raiders game. I definitely can see us losing to the Ravens again. I think we'll win, against the Browns no matter what the last game of the season. But, I mean, best case scenario, I still see 11-6 in our future, even with our robust offense. Just not enough. We have a really tough schedule to start the year. But then the second half of the year, we play the Colts, who are struggling, the Falcons, who are struggling, the Panthers, who are struggling, the Raiders, who have definitely shown potential. And, I mean, it looks pretty good for us the second half of the year. Yeah. And Winston was, how did he do it? Yeah, whatever that dumb shit he did was. But I definitely still see, 10 and 7, 11 and 6 in our future. But I don't think that. Hold on, I just fumbled. Okay, Packers got the ball back. All right, but still. All right, Steelers freak. Always the quarterback or the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator or injuries or the refs, but never Teflon, never freaking Tomlin. I think that's what you're trying to say. I don't see anything. I mean, I don't know. Tomlin, I don't know. I want to blame Tomlin, but I don't want to blame Tomlin because I mean, it really has been the offensive coordinator. I mean, it's not Tomlin. Look at Tomlin. His history has been with the defense. He works with the defense. He talks with the defense. His best relationships have been with defensive players. Troy Polamalu, Lawrence Timmons, Minka Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward. His relationships, I mean, I guess Najee Harris you can make an argument for. But I don't know what Teflon means. Teflon Tomlin. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I apologize. I mean, I just don't see Tomlin being an offensive coach. So it's really look at our offensive coordinators. They have been dog shit. Let's go ahead and look at Todd Haley. Todd Haley, every single 3rd down and 10 would throw a fucking quick screen and get blown up. I've only ever seen Todd Haley's quick screens work twice, maybe. I mean, but look at the offensive talent we had. We had the best offense in the league. There's no doubt in my mind that we had the best offense in the league when Todd Haley was our coordinator. So it was kind of like a very hard to fuck up for Todd Haley, and he did. So then it was Randy. It was after Todd Haley was Randy Ortner. Hold on. Steelers offensive coordinators. Hold on. It was like Randy Orton or I'm stupid here, bud, but Randy Fichtner. And it was Randy Fichtner after that. And then, God, Randy Fichtner was terrible. And then after Randy Fichtner, here we are with Matt Canada. I mean, none of these guys, I mean, okay, let's go back to Randy Fichtner for a minute. When we were playing Baltimore Ravens or the Dallas Cowboys, Ben Roethlisberger was in the huddle saying, run a post, run a go, run a 10 and in, run a slant, telling the receivers, not making a professional call. What the fuck? Like, so one of the defensive players was listening and hearing Ben say, hey, run a post, run a slant, run a go. There was no offensive coordinating there. So I don't know what you want me to tell you there about that. And then now Matt Canada with his motions, I don't know what the fuck even to say about that shit. But it is what it is, man. Like Mitchell Trubisky says, it is what it is. Fuck. All right. Since the Super Bowl loss, the team has won 3 playoff games in 10 years with none since 2016. If they don't win a playoff game this year, it'll be 6 in a row, a new ugly record since the Super Bowl era. Yep. Definitely. Definitely not a pretty statistic to be on the other side of. Definitely, a side that we want to be winning playoff games. I remember the last playoff game we won was against the Kansas City Chiefs when we went field goal with them. And that was one of the crazier games I've witnessed with Pittsburgh getting all fucking field goals with Chris Boswell setting a playoff record with how many field goals in one game. But I know that's why I'm starting to flip on Tomlin. I'd rather have a coach who makes it to the playoffs and makes a splash rather than that makes the playoffs every year but go out every year. You can't blame him for last year. We shouldn't have made the playoffs. Be real. Should we have made the playoffs last year with the team we had? Look at yourself in the mirror and say, the Pittsburgh Steelers deserve to make the playoffs in 2021. No, we fucking didn't. We tied with the damn Lions. All right, and the Lions had the worst roster last year. Terrible. This year it's a brand new Lions team, and I love seeing the Lions win, especially putting up 35 plus points a game in the first 2 weeks. Hopefully the curse is over for them. I love seeing losing teams come around and win every now and then. I always liked seeing the Browns win in the 2010s. 2010s were, oh my God, terrible for the Browns. But I'd root for the Browns every time we playing them, except for every time we playing them. Someone just said Tomlin, great leader, average ass coach. I couldn't agree more with that statement. We definitely, I can definitely agree with that statement. I don't like agreeing with it, but I have to for the sake of facts. Terry Bradshaw once said that Tomlin was a cheerleader, and you hate to agree with that, but it is. That's what he is. He's pretty much a cheerleader. He's a great leader. I think he has good things to input about defensive scheming. Yeah, we are wasting an amazing defense. Our quarterback play is garbage. Absolutely. You're not wrong about that. Mitchell Trubisky needs to step it up. I took off my Mitchell Trubisky jersey. I'm not putting that shit on until I see – I'm not even going to fucking look at it or hang it up. It's going to be sitting over there for the rest of the time I'm in San Diego unless he steps the fuck up next week and runs and passes for over 200. Can we get a quarterback to pass over 200 fucking passing yards? Shit, man. Oh, my God. It is just – I don't understand this shit. When Trubisky was thrown down the field a little bit before halftime, it looked pretty good. I mean, taking that sack was so stupid for Trubisky. I don't know. I'm freaking out whenever I see him play. It's just a 50-50. You never know what you're going to get. So I'll tell you about my life right now, right? Quick, pause from the Steelers. I'm in the Navy. I've been in the Navy for 2 years now. Before in the Navy, I was born and raised in Florida. That's where I enlisted out of. Before I left for boot camp, I moved to Charlotte, and that's where my house is. But I'm stationed on an aircraft carrier that's located in. I was on an aircraft carrier that's stationed in Virginia, so that is a big run by the Bears here. I was on an aircraft carrier that's in Virginia, but I'm in San Diego right now for some school. Boom. That's so right now I'm currently residing in San Diego in a nice hotel room. You can thank the United States Navy for it. I am for sure. Um, so yeah, that's enough about that. Let's get into it. You were at the stream before I left for boot camp. It's awesome. Sorry I don't remember you, but that was a good one, man. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Shit. We are wasting a kick-ass wide receiver group that knows that they are good and can't show it. Water coolers will be thrown soon. George Pickens, I think I think the key to a good offense is listening to what everyone has to say. I understand. I'm in the Navy. I don't have an MOS. I think listening to every single person on offense, getting them together. Hey, guys, listen up. Who do you want throwing passes to you? And if they said Mitchell Trubisky, okay, Mitchell Trubisky. Cool. We'll go ahead and we'll put it. I won't say anything else about it. But I want to listen to the guys who are going to be catching the touchdowns for him and the guys who are going to be putting in the effort on the field. I want to listen to them. I want to say, hey, who do you want throwing passes to you? George Pickens does not fucking want. George Pickens does not fucking want Mitchell Trubisky, man. He obviously really is frustrated with because he looks to be open every play and no one's throwing him the fucking ball. Yeah, I mean we have the receivers and Muth. It's just the quarterback, man. It's the offensive scheming too, because every single fucking time it's a fucking rollout fucking pass, roll out left, roll out right, and just we gotta chuck it deep, man. Fucking chuck it deep, man. I'm looking all fucking stupid right now, man. Shit. Oh, man. Kenny brings the energy and spark for the fans of the offense. I mean, being a Pittsburgh guy, I mean, of course he's going to be doing that for us. Gotta appreciate KP, man. I think he's gonna be a future QB for us. But we'll see what happens. Too bad Art is like Mr. Rogers and doesn't have any Jerry Jones in him. I hope he isn't. He is. I hope he is happy because the nation is not. Ever since we lost Dan Rooney, I saw a change coming to how the Steelers were going to be run. And the fact that we couldn't reach a deal with Hines just goes to show and shows me that there has been a change of guard with the how Pittsburgh is run. Changing. We're having a really big turnover process right now, as my shipmates would say. We're turning over the offense, the coaching, the general managing. We're in a really big turnover phase, and oh yeah, Mr. Rogers. I just, I don't know to say more about that. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to go ahead and comment on hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, wow. That was a good play. I'm sorry. I'm watching the Bears game and Packers game while this is going on. I really enjoy I love football, man. I really do. It's my life. But, I'm going to go ahead and comment more on our opponents here. I'm going to talk about, football in general rather than just the Pittsburgh Steelers. Unless there's anything else, us as fans, me and you guys, the fans of us together are the fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers we want to talk about with Pittsburgh, we can. I think I'm just going to talk about the NFL in general and college football in a little bit because I don't think there's any more to be said. Offense got to step it up. Defense is doing their best. Nothing more to be said. Do we want to put Kenny Pickett in there? Of course we do. Is it going to make a huge difference? Probably not, Oh, no, you know what? Let's talk about Jalen Warren. That's good. Good point, Dante and Kyler. Good point, man. Jalen Warren looks good. I mean, he's an undrafted free agent. He has no right to be on this 53-man roster, but every single week he comes in and makes it his fucking point to be on this 53-man roster. He looks good. He looks like the running back, he looks like a Pittsburgh Steelers running back. He just punches it down the fucking middle, man. He looks like a Steelers running back, and I love watching him play. He's a lot of fun to watch. He is not afraid of eating up them fucking hits. Najee, in my opinion, he doesn't look exactly one to like to be hit. I mean, no one really is, but there's a difference between Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. I don't know if I want to go up to that route yet. I think Warren needs some more NFL experience for me to say Warren is better than Najee Harris. Remind me if I'm wrong, but is Warren the one who is Willie Parker's cousin? I don't think – I don't know. Let me go ahead and do a Google search for y'all. Willie Parker's fast. Willie Parker's cousin. I don't think so. No, that's Willie Parker, and he used to play. No, hold on. I'm sorry. Leonard Henry. I don't know who this guy is. He's a former Miami Dolphins running back. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. Oh, no, yes. Yeah, you're right. Okay, it says it right here. In May, the Steelers signed undrafted college free agent running back Jalen Warren, cousin of Willie Parker. Look at that. Okay, hey, good shit. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, man. Love me. I got me a fast Willie Parker jersey back home. So, yeah, good shit, man. I didn't know that. You taught me something today. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's pretty cool. Love me some relation, man. Fast Willie Parker was probably one of the best Steelers running backs we've ever had. Warren got the DNA. Oh, yeah, man. He's got the Steeler running back DNA for sure, man. He looks like it, man. He's not afraid of contact. He's got some quickness to him. I love watching him play. Let's go ahead and talk about Steelers running backs for a minute. Let's go ahead and put the top 5, top 10 out there. Number 1, of course, no doubt, Franco Harris. Number 2, no doubt, you can go ahead and yes, Willie Parker still has the longest run in the Super Bowl. I think it's 75 yards. He still does have the longest run. Number 2, the bus. Of course, no doubt there. Number 3, now let's see. You guys can agree or disagree. I'm going to put Le'Veon Bell here. I loved watching Le'Veon Bell play. I think he was really good. Bam Morris. Talking about Alfred Morris? I'm not too familiar with the Steelers running backs in the 90s. I'm not going to lie. I know there's one that was really good. He played with us for a few seasons. He didn't look too good. Bam Norris. Yeah, he played with us for the seasons. I'm sorry. All right, let me go ahead and go back to my list, right? Franco, Bus, Bell. I'm going to go ahead and put Rashard here, Rashard Mendenhall. And number 5, I'm going to go ahead and put Fast Willie Parker. I think that's a pretty accurate list. I'm pretty sure we can keep going more. Anyone disagree with it? I could definitely see someone wanting to switch Rashard and Le'Veon around, but that's my personal opinion. I don't know if Le'Veon ended up being more productive because of him or our offensive line. As soon as he left, he wasn't doing much. Rocky Bleier. So the only reason I'm not putting Rocky Bleier in the top 5, Rocky Bleier was an amazing running back for us. Him and Franco Harris were the best 1-2 punch in the 1970s. No doubt about it. Hold on here. What are they calling? Sorry. Are they calling touchdown, fumble? Sorry, 1 second. I just don't think Rocky Bleier was played for us. He's a fellow, service member like myself. Definitely love that about him. I don't know if y'all have read the story of Rocky Bleier about him going to Vietnam, damn near losing his fucking leg, being told he'll never be able to walk again. A few years later, he was back to playing Pittsburgh Steelers football. So, I definitely just put him maybe above Fast Willie Parker. I'll go ahead and change the list for y'all. I'll put him above Fast Willie Parker. You got to pull a Bleier and be a running back when you option out. Oh yeah, for sure, man. I'm a 5'9". Yeah, I'm probably. Hold on, I think Rocky Bleier and me are actually the same height. Let's see, man. Rocky Bleier, man, I would love to meet him, man. Just talk about football and the military. He's almost 6 foot. He's a lot taller than me. Nah, man, I'm a 150, 160-pound, 5'7" dude. Ain't no fucking way I'm gonna do any of that shit. Football is out of the cards for me unless I want to be a long snapper again when I'm 50, like some other dude I saw on the news who was in the Army for like 20 years. There are short running backs. I mean, yeah, but I'm not fast. I run like a 5.5 second 40-yard dash. I've timed it. Yes, I've played football for a while. I timed it. It's not looking good for me, man. I'm not. I couldn't. I struggled in my senior year of high school when I was playing bums. My senior year, I struggled, man. Still made a few good tackles and hits and shit, but I was. Hold on, Justin Herbert, did he get it? Did he get in the end zone? No, it looked like it. 4th down stop. It's probably the game for him. Oh well. Oh yeah, no, it's bad. I don't know, man. Me and Brady probably neck and neck. I don't know. I'd say Brady. I mean, Brady's an athlete, man. I'd probably whoop my ass in golf, but I'm pretty slow. Pretty slow. It's been a while. All I know is in the backyard, I sling the rock. I catch the rock with backyard football. Just tackle with no pads, anything like Invincible, the movie. I go crazy with that shit, man. I go crazy in the backyard, man. I feel like no one could cover me back there. I got a lot of endurance, so I just, what I'm saying, helps me out with more than one thing. No, I'm just playing. All right, I'm being stupid. All right, well, you know what? I think we've had a good conversation here. If you ever want to talk Steelers more with me, man, feel free to reach out to me somehow. I'm sure I've announced it one way or the other. Find me on Instagram. I don't really know what it is anymore. Just find me, man. Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry hybrid of the backyard. Yeah, man, that's me. That's me for sure, man. That's me. I go crazy. I've made some plays, man. I'm telling you. I made plays, man, that freak some people out for my size, man. They always pick me last too. I'm always picked last. Whenever we're playing with a brand new group of people, I always warming up, running routes, catching it. I always drop a few on purpose so they would pick me last. And then I get so mad the entire game. And I would go up to my quarterback, whoever's throwing the ball. I'm like, that is the last time you picked me last. Just letting you know. 500 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's me, baby, all day. Hell yeah, man. I go crazy. All right, I'm done talking about myself. I love football, and I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go ahead and sign it off, all right? If you ever want to talk to me more about football, talk to us, find me somehow. All right, all right, guys. Love y'all, and I love all the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are Steeler fans. Talk to y'all on Wednesday for my pregame. Be there.